everyone, and welcome to another stream. I'm sorry my VTuber isn't up. Because this build is becoming so chonky, and Video Mini does not like cooperating with Planet Zoo for some reason to begin with, the game was unplayable and unstreamable with that. So, no little crow today. I just get a blank purple box. I apologize. But yeah, today we're going to be working more on the Gothic build. I know it's been a while since we last worked on it. Worked on it a bit at the end of last stream. I don't really remember what all I did at the end of the charity stream, if I'm being honest. It was kind of just all a very like sleepy blur at the end of it. I do remember doing this, and I still like how this turned out. That's looking good. Alright. Alright, I'm still liking what I did. That's good. I have to go through and redo all of it. I think it's just a lot of vining that I've been ignoring. I should probably go back and really start doing. I still need to vine if we bippity bop in here. I still need to vine a lot in here, just so it's nice and cohesive with the entrance here. And then I also still need to vine all the outside over here. Need to figure out exactly what I'm doing with this wall right here. I want to spruce it up just a little bit more. Not completely, entirely happy with it. And I think that's it. I don't think... I've been pretty good about actually getting the ivy and all the vining done. Yeah, I purposely left those two empty. I guess I haven't done this building yet. And we'll see if I do. Okay. Oh, a little bit of lag. I think what I'm going to start out with is finishing up the vining for this area, and then also figuring out what I'm doing right here, because it just looks so painfully plain. I could add a smaller sitting area or some benches. Maybe some like more flowers or something. I don't know. In the meantime, I should also just take a quick look. Yeah, I do like, this just looks like a very overgrown, I mean, it's exactly how I want it to look. Looks overgrown, unkempt, messy as shit. It fits the vibe. I'll just get our good friend Variegated Ivy and start the ever so tedious process. And of course, tree in the way. That's okay. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I can do that and then have it come up like that. Like, just maneuver a little bit. Yeah, I meant to start stream much earlier again, like I did yesterday, but I was finishing up doing stuff for a 3-game adventure that I'm going to be running, and as I was like, oh, I gotta make sure all my encounters are balanced, let me input my monsters, and make sure, like, you know, nothing's too deadly, and that's when I remembered, / noticed that, oh, I might have forgotten to make all of my monster sheets. So, spent, it probably took me a good 3-ish hours to get those done. But it is well worth it. I'm very excited. I've been trying to plan, like, one-shots and that are based in settings I normally don't do or haven't done a lot. So this one is, like, a remote northern Arctic one, which I think will be very fun. I was able to go through the different monster, well, the bestiary on 5e, and just be like, ooh, what lives in the Arctic? What lives in mountains? Ooh, this seems thematic. I'll add this. And there's a lot of creatures that I've never encountered before. And I didn't even knew they exist, that I came across in the bestiary. And now granted, this is one of the few adventures where I do expect someone to die. It is, and I warned them. I warned in the sign up post, like, it is difficult. You might die. But I also have mechanics prepped, like, if a player character dies, I have mechanics so that they can still help their companions through the adventure. So it's not like, you died, you're shit out of luck. They still actually get to play through the full adventure. Yeah, I'm very excited. Again, I initially restarted doing D&D as, like, I eventually want to start making money from it. You know, I miss the creative outlet, and it quickly turned into, this is, like, the one creative outlet I've been missing for my life again. And just, I've been having a lot of fun delving back into it and scheming. I'm running 2 character creation sessions this week, an adventure, and the one-shot that I normally run. So that should be extra fun. And character creation is always, like, I think, because it's character creation for the Pirate Feywild homebrew that I'm running. I think half the party is making their characters the first session and half the party for the second session. So, I mean, only 3 characters per session that's easy. And then, yeah, I'm very excited to see how the first game of the adventure goes. I have all the maps, all the NPCs, and all the monsters and all the handouts done for the first session. I just need to get all the music and sound bites and ambience mixers, all of those uploaded onto Roll20. And then the first session will be 100% ready. But I was tired of staring at Roll20 and fighting with it. I was like, I need to start stream and transition to... I was laughing at myself, though, because I was like, I get to go from one tedious task of monster NPC sheet making to another monotonous task of ivy laying down. But I can't keep putting it off. So let's see if I can realign it a little better. I mean, other than that, not too much has changed from yesterday. My Cookum is very excited to get her new puppy. This little Chihuahua cross that my friend rescued. Go pick her up Saturday. So they're making sure everything's ready because they've never also had a dog that tiny. They've had smaller dogs, like they're... Oh, my childhood dogs, my last 2, the last one, well, just passed away. But she was like this, what even was she? Okay, Mom was standard poodle, wire terrier. It was a very weird mix, and but was quite tall. Dad was like a Shih Tzu, pug, mix of toy breeds. And all the babies ended up being these stumpy little pug-looking things. Their biggest dog was Dakota, who was a Shepherd Rottie, but leaned way heavier towards the German Shepherd body type and height and build and all that. Really only had like the Rottie coloring, and she was very vocal, like a Rottie. So yeah, they never have had a really itty-bitty tiny dog. I think the puppy is only... like 2 pounds right now and isn't going to get very big. So definitely is going to be the tiniest wee bab they've ever had, which is perfect for Cookum, especially with all the health issues she's been having. She needs a tiny little thing that she can actually lift up. And then my mom is like, "Oh, is your friend keeping the second one? My friend might want to give it a home." I mean, the other one is super cute. It's black and white, and the one my cookum is adopting is brown and white. I don't know. I like my big dogs. I like my giants. Then again, I do love Abby Dog. And it's funny because, like, to me, she's such a small dog, but she's 55 pounds. All in all, like, she is a solidly medium-sized dog. But compared to my other dog, she's so small. And honestly, I don't think I would want to go with, like, a really tiny dog. My partner does, though. He wants a Pomeranian, specifically a brown one. And I have already told him that our next dog can be a Pomeranian. Or like a Pomchi cross. His only requirements is it has to be part Pomeranian and be brown and fluffy. Easy to accommodate. That won't be for a while, though. My city has a limit to where you can only have 3 dogs. And technically, while service dogs don't contribute to that max, I also don't think I could handle more than 3 dogs. Especially if we're adding a tinier thing into the mix. I do very much look forward to the tiny creature meeting my Hellions, because they've always been super good with elderly dogs and small dogs. It's like they know they need to be gentle. They can't be as silly and goofy, because they had well, not Kona, but Abby and Remy have had play dates when my like childhood dogs were around, and definitely played with them, and were super sweet, super gentle, didn't bowl them over, knew they were like little old ladies. So I'm hoping, have the same grace with the puppy. Which Remy generally really loves puppies. Abby's hit or miss. She generally likes any dog she meets, but due to trauma, she is very hyper dominant, and that is very off-putting to other dogs, which then causes her to get in fights with dogs. And it's always her fault. She is the shit disturber. She is the one who starts it. Because she does not know how to chill. But generally puppies, they just get bullied. It's just what happens. Oh, and the nice weather. Oh, I'm so looking forward to when all the ice is gone. Right now everything is water puddles over very thick, compact, just like very solid ice. So I'm looking forward to when all the ice is gone and all the puddles are gone and can actually start going for walks again. Because up until it got real cold, I was walking for a good hour and a half every day at a minimum. And I want to get back into that for both my, health and being active, and also for the pups. We don't have nearly as big of a yard at the new place either, so they need to get out those beans somehow. The plan is to take Abby Dog in the mornings before most people are up, because she has her dog reactivity due to shit that's happened to her. For those that don't know, she used to be my service dog and then had to be retired because she got attacked by an aggressive off-leash dog. And then we lived with people, like below people in basement suites that said their dogs are fine with other dogs, and it turned out no. And so it was just almost 3 years of constantly having dogs try to attack her. So she is, like I said, she's still surprisingly very friendly, but she is just like hyper dominant. And when she's on leash and walking out and about, if she sees a dog she does not know, she does have aggression reactivity. And we were working on it a lot at the old neighborhood. Like, she had actually started to make some neighborhood dog friends to where, like, I could stop and chat with the owners, and her and the, like, dog would sniff each other through the fence and be friendly. So I'm hoping she can get to that point again here. But from what I've experienced, it's a lot of even more reactive and aggressive dogs. So we'll see what happens. And then, but yeah, I want to take Abby in the morning. Oh, I did it again, fuck. I want to take Abby in the mornings and then Kona in the evenings. Because Kona really likes going down to the river. And it's always nice and quiet there in the evenings. Can I please just have... I want to click. Thank you. There we go. So yeah, and each walk will be about an hour. Hopefully, that's what I'm want to work up to again. And that will be 2 1-hour walks, like, every day. I think that's the hope, the dream, the goal. And I feel like I can get to that again. We'll see, though. I have already been doing, like, Zumba-inspired workouts that help you meet a certain amount of steps. So I'm trying to get back into doing that. So what I find is about 5 minutes into that, my hips get so tight and locked up. And then they release and I'm fine. So I'm just hoping I can start working through that initial just tensity in there. Because I want to go traveling. I want to go hiking. I want to be so freaking active this year. And I'll just have to find ways to keep active once the snow hits. Because unfortunately, no matter how active I get, no matter how healthy I get, that will not stop my joints from seizing up in the cold. Unfortunately, body just do that shit. Anyways. I'm leaving this area pretty plain. I think I'm going to add a little more clumps of ivy sort of over here. But just because it's already so busy, I don't want to add just like a shit ton hanging down. Mainly just this nice cute little border. Damn it. Alright, I'm liking how it's looking. Now, back to this. I am still semi-lacking ideas into how to zhuzh this area up. Maybe I'll see. Let me go grab one of the benches. Here. Because I'm sure really it just needs a couple simple things, you know? No, stop snapping. I don't want you to snap. I want to align it. No! I want to align it with this right here, you know? Please. I don't think I can... No. Dang, okay. Just gonna have to try to get it as close as possible. Ah! I can do this, I swear. Nope. Maybe not. Can I go... If only... I might just have to bring the rocks out just a little bit more. I want them aligned, but I also don't want the rocks out too far. Ah! Wait. I wonder. Let me just... Oh, it doesn't have item settings. Damn. Because I was hoping I could just, like, check a button so it doesn't snap a line. Because, I mean, that doesn't look bad. You know what? Let's try it. Let's just expand on this a little bit. Then we do like that. And then add a couple more. What do I want to add? Add some more bushes. Oh, and a garbage can. I should put a garbage can over here. There is one here, but you have seen you need a garbage can, or else people will just toss it beside the fucking bench. JK, I hate that positioning. Do I have it over here? Better, okay. It's starting to come together. I think I'm gonna add... like that, coming out of the rock. Okay. And then, oh, one of these right here. And then I just need to put some moss and some leaves. And I think that ties in this area very nicely. See, it just need a little bit. Just need a little bit of oomph. Just zhuzh it up. Perfect, okay. I'm realizing, because I'm like, something's missing. Something is missing. The border around the goddamn window is missing. That's why it's looking so strange to me. Where is it? God damn it. And then I need to straighten it out just a wee bit. Like that. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, wombat. No, wombat. Sorry, I forgot to switch to the multi-stream view of my chat. There we go. No, wombat. This is the Twilight build. Or not the Twilight build. This is the, God damn it. Sorry, I'm trying to align things and it's going very badly. Oh, position. There we go. Anyways, words. No wombat. This is not the Twilight build. It's the Gothic Zoo build. Is this... If I keep going this way, is it gonna... It is! Why? Why are you doing this to me? I thought I would align it and it'd be fine, but it was not fine. So I need to... like that. That should be fine now, in theory. Nope, it's not. JK. Not what I meant to do. Alright, let's see if I can actually get this to align. You'll live? I'm glad you'll live. Would not want you to die. Don't worry, I'll be bouncing... Like, I'll probably do one stream, the Twilight Zoo, and then the next time I stream Planet Zoo, it'll be the Gothic one, and then the Twilight, and then the Gothic, and I'll just bounce back and forth between the two. So I'm debating on between Spirit Fair and Planet Zoo for the, well, either Spirit Fair, Coral Island, or Planet Zoo. Because, like, also haven't played Coral Island in a minute, you know? Also, I just noticed it's sliding up. Why does this shit not want to align nicely? You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just scooch that down a little bit. A little wonkiness is to be expected in a decrepit old build. There. Then all I need to do... There's a lot to do. Yeah! There is a lot to do in this build. I am very excited to see how the Twilight build as a whole shapes up. But also part of me, every time I look at some of the raccoon stuff that I did forever ago, I'm like, oh, I just want to go back and make it better because my skills have improved. Fuck. Alright, that is now done. See, it immediately looks so much better. So much better. Okay, is there any other... All along here, but I haven't done this area yet, so it's fine. I don't need to worry about it yet. Just take a moment to appreciate. Ah, beautiful. Perfect. Now I need moss. Align to surface off. There we go. That way I'm not going to have floating moss. So, with all the warm weather, of course stuff is melting. You know, the little bit of mess I couldn't get on the really snowy days is appearing, and I'm trying to clean up as much as possible. But you also know what's appearing all over to the yard? All over the yard? White fur. There's just like a blanket of white fur now appearing over the mud as all the snow melts. I'm just going, oh lordy, oh lordy. And it's not like I don't brush my beasties. I do so much. But a lot of that fur is from when Remy... So Remy blows out his coat twice a year. Right as we go into winter, right as we go into spring. So always what happens every year is his explosion of fluff as he goes into winter always gets trapped under the snow. And then of course... Come the warm weather, he starts exploding all over again. And now, I didn't realize this. I didn't realize Pyrenees and Anatolian Shepherds also do this. So now I also have Kona, who is just exploding her winter coat. So I have two fluffy beasties that are just... There's fur. So much fur everywhere. Yeah, it is a lot of fur. I understand now, because I was like, oh, why do people take their like Pyrenees to get a blowout in the summer or in the spring? And now I know. Now I know. It's because they literally, like, they have this thick, woolly undercoat that just explodes come the warm weather. I also think, besides special effects, this area is done. I'll need to add some leaf falling, some pollen. Yeah, leaf falling and some pollen. Where's the, I think it's dandelion fluff. Yeah, there we go. Put that, hide it here, hide one over here, and then over here. Take a step back. Yes. I don't know how, if y'all can really see the effect on stream, but I see it, the little pollen fluffs. And then I need, not dirt falling, which leaf effect? Yeah, that one. Just gonna all right. Let's see, let's see. Cool. It's very much like the wind is whipping leaves up in this area. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this little area is now finito. I guess. Now I'm gonna quickly do this little area here. Like I feel silly to leave it undone and go do something else. Oh, I still need to do the ivy over on this. Maybe I'll do it around the entire enclosure later. Once again, I put off ivying. I wanna work on this. I wanna get this all done and looking nice. And this is unfortunately still glitching for the DLC animal. Our little monitor lizards. I wonder... Let's see. Just trying to see if there's another like format for it here. And the list, sometimes the DLCers include that, sometimes they don't. Dang. What if I try doing penguin? Or the kaki in this? It is what it is. Can still make it look nice. We already got some dead leaves, so guess next would be well, that is way too big. Like that, and then also like and foxgloves. Put those right here. And also back here. Nope. Yeah? Yeah, okay, cool. And then, oh, is it, what type of grass is it? What type of grass have I been using? Oat. Oat grass, there we go. And then I think I'll probably, to help speed up things loading and make things smoother, I'm probably gonna go everything and remove climbing off of most of it. Because as a default for I think almost every build piece, climbing is automatically on. Alright, I just need some moss. I don't know what I want to do right here. Because like this, again, it just looks a little plain, a little not great. I have the urge to put something along this wall. Ooh. I could sneak in another one of, where is it? Like how I did here and in the bat house. Do another one of these walls. Keep that as like a constant theme throughout. I like that idea. So, first I will need if I align to surface, does that make it not much better? Unless I can get it to align to the tree. Oh, god damn it. And then have it coming out of the tree. Like that. Perfect. That one is way too dippy. There we go. And then have it come like that. Yeah, okay, okay. I think I want to see if, well, this one, oh, that was way too long. Yeah. There. Some of this wonky and weirdness will be hidden once I put the ivy. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I think after this, I think more of like the back of the reptile house slash, or the bat house and the reptile area, start to work a little more on that. So, I mean, we already got one of the reptile enclosures done. That, like that. And then I want it to come down. And I think like with the last walls also just add a couple little bat silhouettes. I'm trying not to be super quiet, but on top of trying to like focus, make sure I got this. My brain is just so so annoyingly hardcore stuck on D&D right now. And all the different cool critters I was making sheets for. The one thing that's annoying though is I run all my games on Roll20, and Roll20 just wants you to pay for everything. Then again, like all the other sites are like that too. I'll probably eventually buy things because I'm tired of making custom sheets when I know it's on Roll20. I know it's there. I just have to give them money. Which, ick. But I mean, I already have to give them more money because I need more storage space on Roll20. I upload just such chonky maps. Where are you going, little bat? There we go. Yeah, look at how... Where is it going? Align to surface off. There we go. The poor bat is so pixely. Where is the bat? What the frick? The line to surface is acting very strange today. Alright, and then it was color. Alright, cool. That area, oh JK, I need to do right here. Gonna grab some little tufts of grass. Oh, what's going on, phone? What are you doing? Alright, hopefully stream is fine. Let me check. Oh no, what's going on? There we go. For a second on both YouTube and Twitch, it just noped out. Let me fix things real quick. The internet, I mean, supposed to have better internet here, but it's been buggy. And every time I talk to people from TELUS, they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll totally get it fixed. We'll totally look into it," and then nothing happens. Which, like, classic large corporation behavior. All right, that area, this little corridor hallway thing into the sitting area, done. All right. This is what we're at now. This area over to the top is still very much underdeveloped, and not much layout has been done, and of course there's still this big area I gotta do. But I mean, it's slowly coming along. It's getting there. I don't think I want to do this hallway yet. I think I'll do that. Okay, here's what I sort of have as like getting all this done. I get the reptile area done and like the back of the bat house. Get all this area done. Get this staff area done, and then get the prehistoric cat breeding facility area done, which is what this will be. I still haven't exactly figured out how I want to do the enclosure layouts and the seating and all of that, but I just wanted it to have funky architecture. So we'll see how everything exactly gets laid out. Yeah, so I think that means next, so we're working on the reptile houses. Right now, they're just very basic, bare bones, but all the reptiles are in them. So that is something. I'm trying to think. Do I want these to be 2 level, 1 level? I feel like just doing them 1 level would almost make them feel a little too short. But it's just supposed to be like little houses and cottages sort of feel. So maybe I'll do... Where is it? There'd be a few. I passed it. There we go. And I'll just use this piece. Just give it a little more height before I do roofing, but not too much taller. Why does it do this? I'll put it to the right level and then it just sinks down. There. Yeah, I'll just go house by house. I will try to theme the houses each a little differently, a little uniquely, depending on what sort of cratter is in them. And this one, I think it's frogs. Let's double check. Yeah, frogs! So we got the red-eyed tree frog, the golden poison frog, the American bullfrog, and the Lehman's poison frog. So on either the outside or the inside of this one, I'll try to include like frog imagery. Ooh, I could do, there's enough space here where I could do a little water feature and then, oh, where are they? Can put these like stacked on some rocks. Bitch, please. Okay, that's it. Gonna add a cute little water feature here outside of the little frog house. Ah, it's gonna be so cute. Okay. Have it come back here. And as always, I'm gonna start off by making the depression, filling it with water, and then rocking. Alright, cool. Don't even make that nice, because rocks are going to cover everything. Bam. Beautiful. Occupies most of the area. That's what I wanted. And now we go in with rocks. Oh, no, the real question, though. Do I want to use more of the lava rocks I've been using everywhere? Or do I want to go more with the mix? Because I mean, I started going to temperate because that's what I keep using in some of my other builds. But is that volcanic? There we go. Need cohesion. Alright, And I would also like to come up with a cute name or a fun name for each of the houses instead of just calling it Frog House. So if anyone has frog or toad themed names or ones that would describe the frogs in here. We got the poison frog, the bullfrog, another poison frog, and tree frog. Or else the sign will just say Frog House. Although I do want to make some sort of like cute signage or something that says like Reptile Village. We'll see though. We'll see how it shapes up. Because I also don't want... It needs to all be cohesive. Nothing clashing, you know? Also, hopefully my notifications are working again. I was testing them and they were kind of getting stuck. Because sometimes what can happen, especially if you're using custom sounds or anything, is it can actually get stuck when sending. And then when you fix it I always try to fix it off stream, because then what happens is all the alerts come in at once and they stack on top of each other and it can be very, very loud and disorienting. So hopefully I fixed it to where it doesn't do that, / it doesn't get stuck and I have to fix it again off stream. As much as I get annoyed with Streamlabs OBS, it's still the best one that I found. I originally just used OBS, and I specifically remember what made me switch over was that it stopped being able to fluidly run some of the main games I was playing. And just out of nowhere. Gotta be careful. I can't decide if I like how this is coming out. What if... I think it's because I have to be so careful not to have any rocks poking through here. Because that is not in the design scheme for the froggy area. I could just leave it like this, although I'm not a huge fan of how this looks right here. So maybe... do that. Grab that. Come out and mesh a little more like that, and then... this is all just like very... it's very straight for some reason. I don't like that. Like that. Okay, cool, perfect. Just, you know what, it looks fine. It looks good, it looks fine. If I stress over it too much, I'm just gonna keep fiddling with it and then it's gonna be too much. I'm moving on. Declaring it. There you go. Moving on to the next step of filling in trees. So many broken trees. Oh, no. Sorry, I forgot to put in a couple black pines first. Need the living trees as well as the dead ones. Put one there. Put tall skinny one there. Perfect. Okay, so you still go there. That one. Comes like that. Next are the ghost mushrooms. Ooh, do I want this to be really spilling onto the bath or only kinda? What if I do that and then... Way too big. I think that is an appropriate amount of spillage. Alright, I need some cattails. Okay. I think all it's missing is a couple foxtail gloves. Or foxgloves, Jesus. And then the oat grass to finish it off. And this little area outside of the frog house is done. If I can spell fox. I think for this area, because we have so much of the red, I'll use the pink but help balance it out with the yellow. Okay, how do I like that? Needs more purple. Slash pink. I don't... Okay, fun fact. I have color blindness to where I can't differentiate certain yellows and greens, purples and pinks, also some purples and blues, like certain chunks of the spectrum just all blend together for me. So is this purple? Is this pink? I don't know. Yell at me. Yell what the right one is. I think I switch between calling it pink and purple because I literally do not know what color these ones are. Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Purple, pink? I don't know. And normally, like, I've adapted pretty well to, like, or people have corrected me on the color of things, so I can guess a lot better what something is. But, like, I have what I think is a purple, it's like a partially clear purple bin that I use for vending. And anytime I ask my partner to pass me the purple bin, or anytime I've asked my mother when she's helped me for vending events and I've asked her to pass me the purple bin, they go, "You mean the blue one?" And no, it's purple. I said it's purple. Purple, excellent. Cool, cool, cool. Good to know they are purple. Thankfully, I'm not nearly as colorblind as my grandfather was. Man was so colorblind and absolutely refused to acknowledge it. But like, he ended up painting my childhood home school bus yellow and charcoal gray. He thought he knew the charcoal gray was charcoal gray. He did not believe us when we said the yellow was the same color as the school bus that my cookum drove. The inside of my childhood kitchen, he painted he painted navy blue, like navy blue cabinets with lavender purple trim. He thought the purple was like slate gray, and he thought the blue was black. He tried to do a modern blue and black kitchen, or sorry, like gray and black kitchen, but did a lavender and navy blue kitchen. It looked atrocious. And like for the outside of it, like man even painted the water spout school bus yellow. My childhood home looked nutty after my grandfather had finished painting it. So like, you know, as an artist, I'm very grateful that I didn't get that severity of color blindness from him. Because yeah, man, anytime I think back to him just like insisting, no, this is great, this is great. While we're all going like, that is lavender. That is the most lavender. And it's like, it says the name on the color chips. It says the name on the little samples he got. Like, did he think lavender was just great? I don't know. Questions to answers I'll never have. Or answers to questions I'll never have, rather. Oh, man. Yeah. But yeah, no. Like, the thing I couldn't get over for the outside of the house was that he painted the water spout. Like, why? It was fine white. I swear, you didn't have to change it. I think he ended up painting his own room like a weird mint color. Yeah. The house was colorful. That's for sure. Now look at that. Okay, that's perfect. Oh, that looks so good. Excellent. You know, when the landlord for that house sold it and the new owners took it over, I think they completely gutted and redid it. Which, like, I don't blame them. It was, that house was really interesting because like my family lived there for extremely low rent for years and years and years. Because this older lady owned it, it was paid off. You know, she essentially didn't need to make a profit off of it, just need to make sure it wasn't costing her money. But when she died, of course it went to her kids, and all her kids saw were like, property investments. And then saw what the state it was in, because the mother, you know, she didn't want to be a landlord. So like, my family was allowed to do whatever they want for like upgrading and maintenance. Obviously, it was painted wild colors. But it also means like the really expensive maintenance didn't get done over those 15 years. I think it was nearly 15 years they were in that house. Oh, I gotta do math now. I gotta do math. Because we moved into there. And then shortly after, my mom moved in with us. And that was when I was around 7. Because from the time, like, I left the hospital with my cookum took me home. And so I lived with, like, just my cookum and my grandpa and my one cousin until I was 7. And that's when my mom and brother and sister moved in with me. Well, with us, rather. So we were already living there when they moved in. So I think we moved there when I was 5 or 6. So yeah, like 15, somewhere like 15 and 17 years I lived in that house. Oh, it was a nice house too. Nice big backyard. So much gardening space. I was fortunate enough to grow up with a huge, huge garden and just a raspberry patch that was so thick you couldn't get to the center of it. Anytime baby birds would fall out of the big trees, we would put them in the raspberry bushes, and more often than not, that then would be where the parents would finish raising their young until they could fly off, was in those raspberry bushes, because they were so thick and never got trimmed inside that one clump. Like predators, neighborhood cats couldn't get through that shit at all. I am very pleased with how this little area came out, by the way. It looks so pretty. Can we just take a moment to just admire it? Just admire my handiwork. Appreciate. Cool. I also just realized I forgot to put grass in this one little area, and it will bother me. Every time I look, I'll notice, and it'll bother me. So we're gonna quickly do that. Also, as soon as I know the first forageables are available, oh, pardon me, I'm gonna start kidnapping people. I'm gonna be messaging people being like, you wanna go eat pine cones? Wanna go gather pine cones to eat? Wanna go gather some early fiddlehead ferns? Saute them in some butter? And birch water. Because fun fact, birches can be tapped. Though they can only be tapped generally for about, like, only 3 weeks at the beginning of spring. It's still a little too early to tap them. I'm probably going to have to wait another week or two. But depending on the weather, being able to get some birch water might happen sooner rather than later. And I'm very excited. Birch water is naturally, it's high in a lot of natural sugars and very sweet naturally. And traditionally it was used to, and is still used, to make desserts. I got some frozen Saskatoons that I was given last year that I've been hanging on to specifically for when I can tap some birch and make it's a traditional Ojibwe dessert that is made where you just boil birch water with berries and then you lay it out onto a baking sheet and essentially just becomes like a fruit leather, and it's really, really good. I've been fortunate enough to be able to try some a handful of times. I have not been able to make it myself though. I always seem to get really busy right near the beginning of spring, and I blink and I'm like, fuck, it's too late to tap the birches. God damn it. So I'm keeping extra close attention to everything this year. Because I also did not have the chance to restock up on my green pinecone jelly or my green pinecone extracts. And oh god, could I have used those in the past year. Green pine cones are super soft, and when you jam them or jelly them, they just fall apart. They are so soft and have this citrusy floralness to them. Really good when they're just jammed in so much sugar. And of course, the green pine cones are also super high in medicinal saps, which also helps. They're really good if you have a sore throat or for colds or flus. They help with just general irritation and inflammation in the throat. They help soothe it and calm it down. And with all the bugs going around, I know so many people that they got sick and the sickness lingered and it wasn't COVID, and now they just have this really dry lingering cough in their throat. And as I keep coughing myself, I am someone that if I know someone's sick, I'm like, I got shit for you. I'm one of those people. And I would also like to have stuff on hand for myself. I have a bunch of cedar tea left that I made, and I have some Labrador tea that was given to me. But yeah, I have so much I need to restock on. But also, I just can't get over how good it looks. Oh, I'm so glad I decided to do that. Now the other side. I feel I could do like an even smaller little pond. I feel like that could potentially be cute. I could feel like it might be a little too much. Slash a little too awkward to fit everything. Although, you know what? I can visualize it in front of the screen in front of me. I should just see if it'll actually work instead of just theorizing. Like, will it look ugly? Will it? Why don't I just try and see if it looks ugly? It's not going to be. That's what I thought. Not much water. Tiny little pond, but I think once again with some shaping with the rocks. And then also, like that. Okay, I immediately can tell I'm gonna like it. I like how that frames the entryway, and then I can make the entryway look nicer, finish this outside area, and then I think I'm gonna try to get the inside done, and then I'll do the roof, and then I'll finish the outside, and then I'll move on to the next building. Because then, yeah, what's the... Yeah, I'll do this building next, and then get, like, the outside of both these areas done, get all this done, make this look not so weird and awkward. And this one houses, I think it's mainly snakes. Oh no, it's the, it's the spider house. So we have the Brazilian salmon pink tarantula, the Brazilian wandering spider, Goliath bird eater, the Mexican red knee tarantula, which, fun fact, I have wanted a Mexican red knee tarantula since I was 12. I somehow found, there used to be ages ago, like early 2000s, you could download these like desktop pets that were very simple programs that were really, really cool though, and had amazing graphics for, you know, early 2000s. And the one I kept downloading was the Mexican red knee tarantula and the rosy hair tarantula. So I have wanted to have one, both a Mexican red knee tarantula and a rosy hair tarantula, like since I was 12. I adore them. I think they're so pretty. I think they have such good temperaments, and they're just delightful tarantulas, truly. Anyways, I'll shut up about my secret love of tarantulas, and continue listing off the ones in this building. There's Amazonian giant centipede, giant burrowing cockroach, giant forest scorpion, Malaysian leaf insect, another animal I really, really want to have, and then the Titan beetle. So this is like my arachnid and invertebrate house. As you can see, there's two more. This one is just the eyelash vipers. So I'll probably do some fun color coding stuff that corresponds with the color of each, because like this one has, where are they? Where are you? What color's in here? I don't think the picture changes depending on, yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, is it the right? Yeah, so the red coloration's in here. A very pretty baby. And then we got, there's like a red, a black, a white, a yellow, a green. I forget what 4 colors I have all in this one. I can't see them. Can't find them. Camouflage working. And I have, because I think there's 6 colors in total of the eyelash viper. So I have the overflow in here for them, and then I have some other ones I just really wanted to include. So we have, what do we have all in here? Boa constrictor, eastern brown snake, puff adder, and western diamond rattlesnake. And then, alright, these are more eyelash vipers. These are kind of just like assortment of pretty colored ones. So this one has, you can see, have a pretty orange and a yellow, oh, and a red. A little red one hiding back in there. Oh, and there's a white one there. And then we got another like grayish one. We got some cool lavendery gray ones. And then we got Lilello. I think there might also be green in here. Can't remember. Fun fact, I adore, in case y'all haven't been able to tell, I absolutely adore reptiles and adore the creepy crawlies. I think they are absolutely delightful. I've talked about it a couple times. I have pet isopods. I currently have 1, 2, 4, 5 different species. One of my colonies did collapse, unfortunately. Thankfully, though, the colony that did collapse were wild types that I just took from outside. They didn't take the latest move really well, unfortunately. And I was so sad because I had only taken like 3 or 4 from my backyard. And I was like, sure, let's see if I can get a little colony started. Why not? And they did really well for a solid year. But yeah, they just, I think it was because they went from being in a lower light, drier climate to the new place was a little higher light and higher humidity. And they were not happy with that. That, and I don't know if time of year, if they just like accidentally also got too cold with not being able to bury really deep. Who's to say? But I'll definitely be kidnapping more from outside as I garden. I want to try to collect 2 or 3 different native species of isopod this year. The one I had are called brick houses. They're super cool. They have these beautiful yellow spots all the way down their backs, and you can get some that have really high yellow that just look absolutely gorgeous. I was starting to get some really high yellow in my colony. And I had specifically taken ones that had already had some higher yellow in them. So I'll try again, and what I might do is I might try to take from a couple different places, like take from my yard, go to like the local park and see if I can get some that are hiding under mulch or what have you. And that way hopefully I have, like, it could just be that I, because I started out with so few individuals from a small area, it could be that they just became too inbred, and I just didn't add new genetics as frequently as I should have. That also 100% could have happened. So I want to make sure if that was the case, it doesn't happen again. Yeah, other than that, I got, so I'm trying to select the right rocks. I have dairy cows, which are the black and white spotted ones. They are still my favorite. They are prolific, very easy to care for. I have giant canyons, which are a super large species. They're really neat. They like to burrow, so I like to give them, or they're in a quite like deep enclosure, so I can see all their caves and see them digging and burrowing. Because unlike ones like the dairy cows, which stay just under the surface, or they'll be under a little piece of log or rock or what have you, and are super easy to find, the giant canyons really like to dig. So they can be a little more tricky to check up on and make sure the general colony health is good. So being able to like fully see them is nice. And so they're getting a big upgrade because they're going to be going into the bearded dragon enclosure. Alright, much more heavily rocked than the other spot, but I don't hate it. I do need to balance it out with arrowwood bushes though. Yeah. I also have orange powder isopods, which are these delightfully orange bugs. Really no other way. They're orange. They're orange and delightful. And I also have blue powders. I used to also have wild types, but moving in -30, even the best precautions, lost that one. So I might try to get another wild type colony. They were wild type from Ontario, so different from the ones I can just like go outside and kidnap. And then I would like to get into the fancier isopods, but also I don't know if I could ever justify spending like $30 on 10 bugs. You know? You know? Like, I'm okay with spending like $10 on 25 bugs. Like, that seems like a very good deal to me. You know, especially when I know I never have to buy them again. That $10, lifetime investment for that species, you know? But there's some even where it's like $100 for 5 bugs. What? $100 for 5 bugs. And they're always a super hard to care for species that are super finicky and will die on you quick. So, like, I get that's part of the reason they're so expensive, but also. Don't think I could. I'll just wait until they come down in price. Specifically, rubber duckies. And panda kings. Those are the two I'm waiting for them to come down in price. They are, since I started really getting into isopods, even just 2 years ago, they have come down in price. So, it's just not enough. Because when I first started out, rubber duckies were, again, one of those species that's like 5 for 100. But now I'm seeing rubber duckies where it's like $50 for a 15 count. So, coming down, still not reasonable in my opinion, but, well, I know. I also, I think they're called, bumblebees? Or ember bees. There's bumblebees and they're ember bees. Ember bees are black, red, and yellow and look super fucking cool. I like it. I think I'm just gonna keep it a little more simple. Fill in a little bit with the oat grass. Okay, I'll just look at everything. Yeah, especially since I think I'm going to keep this area just more simple, understated, especially since it's going to have a very big, busy planter here. And over here is probably going to be a little busier. So keeping this a little more understated, a little more toned down will help balance everything out as it comes together. So I think the only thing I might do is add just a little bit of cattails. And then a little more oat grass. Add over here. And a little of oat grass also over here. Yeah. And the cattail there, and then also right there, do a double right here, like that. Yeah, there we go. But really, the next species that I'm probably going to acquire is just the wild type, the brick houses, because I have to put my existing giant colony, or giant canyon colony, in with my leopard, or not leopard gecko, in with my bearded dragon, which will leave the giant canyons ones empty. And I think the issue for, like, besides, like, potential not strong enough genetics is the brick houses didn't have enough substrate to burrow in. I think was also the issue. They like to burrow deeper than I thought they do. So they should, Especially since the giant canyons burrow so much and so deep. That should also fix that issue. And man, I suppose if anyone's looking for like a low maintenance, easy, very cool pet, isopods are where it's at. What do they live on? Kitchen scraps. Like, it's so easy. So easy. I don't understand the people that go out and buy like expensive foods and supplements and shit for their isopods. It's like, oh, my isopods need calcium? Cool. I'll toss them some like ground up eggshells. Oh, my isopods need some meat? Here's bones from some tinned fish I ate for lunch. Oh, they need some veggies? Here's some veggie scraps from cooking in the kitchen that night. Like, so easy. At least for like the species I care for. And of course, each species has its like own specific diet and whatnot, and foods they prefer. Ones like the orange isopods are more fruit eaters. They eat mostly decaying fruit and leaves. Whereas species like the dairy cows are actually more carnivorous in nature and prefer meat and bones and cartilage. And they are quite efficient at it too. In my experience, the giant canyons kind of just like eat everything. They don't seem to be particularly fond of fruit or meat and prefer more of like the veggies, leaves, that type of stuff. And then the brick houses were the same. Very much just like they want to leaf and bark. And honestly, the blue powders, I don't even know. I tossed them in with my leopard gecko, and I thought the colony might have collapsed. And then no. They did one of those little jukes. Because what can happen sometimes, certain species will burrow a little deeper or be a little more well hidden while they have babies and whatnot. And so that's what happened is all the females must have been pregnant, and then population boom, and now they're everywhere I look in the Gex enclosure. So I assume they're probably just feeding off of like the Gex waste, dead insects, dead foliage, because she does have a fully bioactive 4.5, 5 foot tank. So, and there's also crickets. There's a cricket colony in there, and there's also a red wiggler worm colony. And there's the occasional darkling beetle that pops up as well when she doesn't eat a mealworm. So like there's varied sources of food for everything that lives in there, and it all seems to be pretty self-sustaining. The cricket population, like sometimes it starts to dip and I'm like, ooh, maybe it's genetics. Maybe they're just really inbred. Ugh. And I'll go to the pet store, I'll get another 50 crickets, I'll toss them in there. She will eat the majority of them, but then about 10 to 15 will survive and integrate with the existing colony that hides in there. And like once the colony, like she goes and hunts them too, because she has this fake waterfall that they like to hide behind, and I'll see her go and wait for them to peek out behind, and then she gets them. She's so smart. It's very fun watching what is normally a very dumb creature. Leopard geckos have no brain cells except when it comes to hunting. Very good at that. Alright, and I said I was going to finish up this entrance, but I kind of want to do this little raised garden area first. Oh no, I should probably do the roof, because the roof is definitely going to cover part of that. JK. What I should probably figure out is how I want to do the interior. And there's also that little weird area that I'll have to hide and fix. Which is fine. Oh, you know what I could do? Align to grid. Can I align to... Is all this just wiki wonky? I think so. I think this is just wiki wonky. I wonder... No, like, no, all my pathing. No. Alright, we're just gonna cry as I redo all this. It's because I like my nice round pathing. It always messes with stuff. Fuck's sake. Okay, I think that's fine. That's fine. I fixed it. It's fine. No more weirdness inside the building. Okay, cool. So I need to figure out, like, because there's that weirdness there. Yeah, okay. I wonder if... No, they're not all separate. That's fine. Is climbing still on everything? Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm doing it. We're doing this. And then I will go in. Because they're allowed to climb on rocks. Does it want me to turn? There we go. They can climb on that. Climb on that. They can... Anywhere I can turn climbing on, I will. Okay, cool. That's good, so they can still climb. Okay, cool. That enclosure's done. Then I need to go zoop. Because, you know, they need to be able to climb out. Do I need to turn that? No? We're all good. We're all good there. And climbing needs to be turned on. Excellent. Alright, I think that means everything has fixed itself. And I can tell things are running a lot smoother. So, success! Now, if I was smart, though, what I would have done, it had this just be on its own. And I could just, like, move the shell off. But it's fine. I have a rough idea of how to do this. Let's see. What if, like, that perfect. Ooh, and putting this brought that one wall forward. Excellent. I will have to figure out something for the corners here, but that's fine. Oh, that's an interesting... I kind of like that little cut in right there. It makes it look fancy. Okay, so we got the start of it. Looking a little fancy, looking a little smancy. And then we need columns. Could just go with a good old-fashioned wall support beam. No. JK. That looks ugly. Immediate no. But this, it's so big though. No, I don't like it. Oh, what about... Oh, it's so thin. Yeah, let me just put giant arch. It's so little. If only it was a smidgen bigger. Yeah, that's so small. Fuck. What am I going to do? Well, I don't know what I can do. Oh, JK, not that. Like that. Perfect. one's in the wrong spot. Cool. That's done. What do I want to do for the top? You know what? I think I'm going to change something. I'm not quite liking how everything's lining up for the height. So... we're going to use the next one up. Because I think what I want to do is on top of here, do that, just like top garden that I've been doing in a lot of the other places. But if I do that with the height it was, it'll be a little squished. I'm not a fan of that. So give this just a little itty bitty more height. And that should give me the clearance that I need. I think that also makes that little area look just a bit better. Alright, so that means next I need mulch. And then I guess, like, I have done dead trees in the corner for, I think it was in the entrance, actually. Let me just double check, because I believe that's what I did. And if so, then it will be cohesion to do it again. Let's see. Yes. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. That one. And then, so I can lower this like that. Perfect. Now I need to figure out what I'm putting up here. I think really, because I don't want to be too tall. So I think I'm going to stick to the bushes and grass and maybe 1 or 2 dead pokey bushes. There. Oh, I just said 1 or 2 what? Don't you love it when you say a phrase and then immediately forget what the fuck you said? Wow. Brain really not working. Not doing foxgloves. Gonna do grass. Right, spiky bushes. The creosote? However the fuck you say it. Apologies if I butchered that. But this then. See, like that. Big old gnarled thing. And then another one right here. Then go in with the red. perfect. Although it feels... it almost feels like it's missing something. Let me go look at... like this one really quick. Oh, I did something completely different over here. Okay. Love that, 5me. Yeah, that's what I'm doing for the outside ones, but what did I do for the one actually inside? Well, I'm in the roof. Didn't go down. There we go. Please, let me... there we go. Oh, I just did bushes up on this one. Okay. Just gonna look around, see if I can get inspo. I could maybe try putting a sagebrush in there. You know, I don't hate it. Don't hate it. What if... oh, have that overlap like that, and then a small one over there. Okay, there we go. Now the real question, do I want to do a bunch of decorations on the inside or leave it very plain because the interior is so boof, you know? Do I just want to do, because I need to do something on the inside of this entrance here. But really, I could just do ivy around the outside, do my normal tunnel stuff here, put the roof on it. I don't think that would look bad. The only thing I really don't have is education in here. Oh! Oh! Okay, idea though. I put the education signs against the wall opposite of the animal. Like, I know this area is tight, but I think it could work. Or because it is so tight, it might just clutter it up way too much. Especially with the ivy. And I also don't want a bunch of people to just be standing there staring at the education signs and like clogging up this area once the zoo is fully open, you know? So maybe, you know what, I'm gonna do a concept and see if it works, see if I like it. I went into the wrong thing. Facilities. Education. Wrong one. Education. There we go. Let's project screen. Let's do it against this wall. Let's see. If I'm a people, I'm about this height. I feel like they're just so big. Like, normally that's what I would want, but I think I might just add... let's see, with like a tiny one. Let me just... does a tiny one look good? I don't think so. And I think the larger ones could potentially look good if I framed them nice. But again, I think that would end up cluttering up this little hallway just too freaking much. And how would... it doesn't necessarily... especially if I sink it in there partially. Doesn't really clutter up the hallway. It gives me that education. Alright, I'm gonna just see how I feel about that with all in place now. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna do some ivy along the top or like the border of the, just like the top right here. Like just do that all the way around, and I think that will be more than enough for the walls. I might put some ivy hanging a little lower just to give it some interest. But yeah, I think the outside walls, very plain, very simple, because the inside with all the froggies, very pretty, very decorative, a lot to look at. And like if I had made this maybe like twice as wide, maybe stuff on the walls wouldn't make it feel so squishy, but it does. So jumping back to D&D, I am so excited to run this Arctic adventure. It's 3 games. I'm very excited. It should be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm trying to plan adventures and one-shots using settings that I'm either more unfamiliar with or that I just like, I keep avoiding for whatever reason. And there's like, I didn't realize how many Arctic Fae type creatures there were. And there is a surprising amount. And how many like, I don't know. There's a lot of cool creatures that live in an Arctic setting for D&D. Some really cool undead, some really cool fae. I even found, like, normally I'm not a fan of aberrations, but I even found a really cool aberration that I was like, oh, if I encounter this, tee-hee. Because so how I often run a lot of my stuff is players get to an area, they have to accomplish a goal. If they don't, if they don't make the roll, if they don't make the save, what have you, then I get to roll on the encounter table. Sometimes it's like, first I roll to see if an encounter does happen, or if it doesn't, and then I roll on the encounter table. Sometimes it's just like, nah, you fucked up. You didn't do shit. Something's going to come try to eat you. And then based on the roll, depends on how hard the difficulty is. With the lower the roll, making the shit harder. Nat 20 means like, oh, look at magically no encounter. Nat 1 means, haha, double deadly encounter. So I try to include a large variation of creatures whenever I prep for even just like a one-shot. So even though like the adventure I'm going to be running is a level 10 adventure, but I have everything from CR 1/4 to CR 10 creatures. Just because also sometimes an encounter is not for fight. Sometimes you gotta use the noggin and not just attempt to murk right away. And there's definitely a couple encounters that's like, if the players just go to murk right away. Rip. What frog is in front of me, by the way? BTW. And like, again, I warned my players a freaking head of time. Why are you clicking on? I don't want the bush. I want my enclosure. No. Why won't it let me? There we go. Poison frog. Again, I warn my players. The game's going to be hard. Someone will probably die. Can I please? The joys of having everything grouped together. I might have to ungroup shit. Can I split groups? Thanks. Make my life easier. Okay, what are you? Granite tree frog. Can I click on this? Why is it clicking the arrow that is up in the freaking sky? Like, I'm clicking nowhere near it. Why is it being selected? God damn. Can I? There we go. So I just have to like get really close to this thing. There we go. Next one. Just get really close to it. I think the next one shot that I'm going to run is probably going to be like the complete opposite, be a desert one shot. Because I don't know, I just tend to like stay away from desert settings. And I notice like if a map has a desert option, I'm like, ick. The map is icky. I don't like it. Maybe I should delete it from my map. From the map variations. So I want to try to do a desert setting and find desert maps that aren't just super problematic. Because I don't know what it is. I've been able to find so many really nice fantasy maps. But for some reason, when I'm looking for, like 2 times I've gone looking for a desert fantasy map, it's all just like, here's generic, slightly problematic, Middle Eastern-ish inspired. Yay. And it's like, that's not what I fucking want. That's not what I want. So we'll see. I'll need to go through again. And I do have some variations of maps that I've gotten that, like, you know, it's a farm map, but the person who made the map did like a desert or drought variation. I'm like, oh, that would work really well. But for now, the Arctic. Then yeah, maybe desert. I keep looking around at Underdark stuff, and I think an Underdark one-shot or an Underdark adventure would also be really fun. I've never really done much with the Underdark, or I've never played in a campaign where we went into Underdark or anything like that. My only experience with the Underdark is Baldur's Gate 3. And just from that, I'm like, ooh, look at all the cool creatures. Look at all the cool shit. Ooh, ooh, very neat. I could torture my players with this. Ooh. Oh, and man, D&D TikTok has been giving me so many ideas. So many ideas lately. Like, I already apologized to my D&D server about this. I've just been looking at undead and things that burrow and not looking at creatures that feed on undead or feed on corpses. Complete overlook on my part. I've been completely forgetting about a whole section of creepy crawlies that I could throw at my players. Silly me, I know. So, have rectified that now. The one in particular that made me go, oh, I've been forgetting about them, is something called a carrion crawler. I'm very excited for when they show up. Very excited. God damn it. Yeah, and even just the variation in like aquatic type creatures. I was able to find some really cool aquatic Arctic creatures. And again, ones I didn't even know. I'm like, fuck, I've never heard of this. Why have I never going to be able to fight it? Like, what the fuck? Just really cool critters. And I want to try to find more of those. More just like neat things in the monster manual. Who knows? What I might end up doing is just like monster manual, a random monster, make a one shot that gives me an excuse to throw it at people. I also want to get more into, I used to try to do puzzles and that, but I kept encountering that thing that DMs encounter where you look up puzzles for toddlers or like mind or like puzzles for grade 1s, grade 2s, and then your party spends an hour on what should have been a 15-minute puzzle. And it kind of dissuaded me from doing puzzles for a bit. And that was also part, like, my inexperience in trying to run puzzles as a DM when I was doing it. I know also my players just overthinking things way too hard. Doing so much overthinking. The answer, so simple. The brains going 20 miles an hour when they did not need to. So I'm going to try to make sure when I do puzzles now, it's going to be like, phrasing is very clear. The puzzles are very straightforward. And as long as my players are doing good with that, then I'll increase the difficulty for them. Or if they struggle for 30 minutes on what should be a 15-minute puzzle again, I will just keep them at that level. Like, how many times have we seen me do that when it comes to video games? Oh, this thing seems like it's super complicated. Oh wait, there was this path that I didn't notice. I did not have to try to do hippy-hoppy parkours for the past 20 minutes. JK. Alright, that's like inside. I don't need to have that going down. Oh, why didn't that one do it? Strange. Okay, you know it's fine. I like how that looks though. Ooh, I need some crawling up the tree though. Okay, better. Ah. Alright, how are we looking? That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Actually, a better way to be able to tell this would be to go into, not scenic mode, JK. Explore mode. There we go. Do a walk around as a guest. So we come in. Walk. Yeah, I like how that's looking. Alright, just this last side to do then. So, wheat. Also, do I have any of my camera effects on? Apply filter. Ooh. Everything's so muted now. What the shit? Everything is so muted. Oh, we did Tundra. Ooh. Ooh, I like this one. This makes it look extra moody. We got this. Very, like, washed out. Very... Not quite, because let's see. Without the filter... Oh, it's like it changes it to a cool tone from a warm tone. Okay. I never play with these. Oh, that is so warm tone. I'm a little annoyed because I like the grass shade better with the filter. I don't like anything else. Anyways. Extra smooth motion? Oh, that is extra smooth. Oh no. Oh no, what's happening? Oh no, I hate extra smooth. Extra smooth is awful. Oh god, that's awful. JK. Never. Never doing extra smooth movement. It was very smooth, but moving that was awful. Alright, just one last. Getting back on track. I swear I'll finish something before the end of stream. I've only been going for 2 hours, it's fine. I mean, I guess I did finish over here today. I did finish over here. But you know. Let's see, like that. Let's see, I'm probably, oh Jesus. Yeah, I started later today. Just looking, I'm like, it's 5! But I started later today and there's lots of leftovers yet, so I don't have to cook supper or anything. So I can keep streaming as long as I want. Which, realistically, I'll probably keep streaming for another 2-ish hours. I've been just like going, chilling in bed, snuggling with the animals, watching some like no thought, feel good, or maybe not so feel good. Okay, let me clarify. I have been rewatching Bones recently. It's one of those series that I rewatch every couple years. It is a show that is aging worse and worse as time goes on. Like, there is just so much casual racism and homophobia and transphobia, and it's yeah, it's very interesting rewatching it again. I don't think I've rewatched it for about 4 years now. It's been a while. And definitely more oofs than I remember. Very much a product of its time. And there's also some things where I'm like, you know what, like, for its time, that was a progressive stance. And there is, so for those that haven't watched Bones, Bones follows a forensic anthropologist who's also a renowned fantasy murder mystery writer, because of course, named Temperance Brennan, who is very early on in the series given the nickname Bones by her intrepid FBI agent partner, because the Bones as a whole is just propaganda. And you know, you follow their wacky adventures as they solve murders. It's not really wacky. I mean, it's a lot of like dark, heavy shit. But you know what I mean. And so because it is like, it's very heavy like pro FBI, pro cop propaganda, there are some things that are very much not okay that are framed as being okay. What I'm about to say might be triggering to some people, because I want to describe one of the episodes of like that perfectly encapsulates this, that is in the early seasons, and it has to do with illegal immigration and forced deportation. So if that's triggering to you, if you can't really handle those topics, I'm only going to be like I'm not going to go in depth. I'm just going to be doing like a brief synopsis just to really emphasize how much of propaganda Bones actually is. So if you can't handle those topics, this is your warning. I'm going to give folks like a couple more seconds to either mute me or click off for like the next 5 minutes if they need to. I'm going to be going into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so one of the fucking things that happens in that episode, it's like the Colombian cartel or some shit. And of course they're dealing with illegal immigrants. And one of the things Booth does to a mom with her baby who barely speak any English, he like threatens to call ICE and how, oh, your child's a citizen, so we'll take your child away from you. And this is framed as a good thing and something Bones just has to do because these are illegals and he's the good FBI agent, and sometimes you just have to be tough with them. And this is in season 1. I truly did not remember that part of the episode, and when it happened, I was so caught off guard. And that was when I was like, oh fuck, I did not realize just how hardcore of like propaganda like Bones was. Like, what the fuck? And like all those crime fighting shows are always propaganda, right? But like I did not realize how hard Bones went into that. Just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So yeah, generally I'm watching feel-good shows as I wind down at the end of the day. But lately with Bones, it's just been a lot of like, shit, yeah, this is worse than what I remember. This is worse than what I remember. What the fuck? How did they think this was okay? There's just been a lot of that happening. And then, yeah, there are some other episodes where it's very much like, okay, yeah, this was progressive, where it's, can I please have my thing of Ivy? Thank you. Where I was like, yeah, this is, you know, more progressive for its time. But there's also just so many things where I'm like, I don't think I can ever recommend this series again. This used to be one of my favorite series, and it is very solidly no longer. You know what show that does hold up pretty well throughout the ages? Supernatural. Like, is it the best show? Does it have some issues? Does it have some queer baiting? Yes. Does it still hold up well, though, over the years? Also, yes. And I've mentioned this before. Supernatural is one of the only modern shows depicting a windy boy or a skinny boy where it is surprisingly accurate and not the like modern bastardization of what those creatures are. What happened? Where's my thing? Where's my... Hello? There we go. I mean, not every show is going to... Like, a lot of shows are a reflection of their time. Which also makes some really interesting time capsules to go back to. And, like, see, like, damn, yeah, that's what was considered acceptable. Like, have y'all ever gone and watched some of the, like, 1930s, 1940 Disney shit? Or even just a lot of the, like, the Betty Boop cartoons from that time? I know Betty Boop is still a beloved character, but oh my goodness. A lot of her cartoons were, questionable at best. Let's just put it that way. Also, I'm very much liking how this is coming out. So next steps. Need to continue this ivying all the way around, put the roof on, and then do this little area, and then that will be, and then, oh yeah, I need to do the entrance and the tunnel. Okay, so ivy, roof, garden, tunnel, other entrance. You know, maybe I will actually, no. I just want to avoid more ivying. But I shouldn't, no, I should do the plan as I just said, because that is the most efficient way to feckin' do it. Not me forgetting how to spell variegated for a hot second. Don't mind me, the wrong button. Yeah, I've also started recently getting back into anime. Like, there was quite a number of years where I just, like, nothing that was coming out really interested me, and I would just watch, you know, the classics. Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura, Inuyasha, the original Naruto series, fuck the later ones and fuck Boruto. Dragon Ball Z, you know, those ones, the ones I grew up on, are the ones I would just go back and rewatch. I think I mentioned Death Note, if not Death Note. I would occasionally watch, like, other ones, but not really. And then I saw Dungeon Meshi. And Dungeon Meshi is fucking delightful. So the ones I've been watching recently, Apothecary Diaries, which season 2 is so freaking good. Every Friday I get so excited that a new episode is out. So yeah, Apothecary Diaries I very, very much been enjoying. Dungeon Meshi was it's such a delightful series. Freyrin, I cried so many times watching Freyrin. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, and then there was there's another one I've been watching that is ongoing with the new episodes coming out on Friday. Toro something hotel. It's a very popular concept of like in a lot of Japanese media where it's like a hotel for the afterlife or for the undead or for those in between. The anime is a hotel for those in between life and death. They don't know if they're alive or not. They have to refigure out their identity, figure out how they died, figure out if they're alive or dead, and then either go on to continue to live and live a long life or continue on their journey to the afterlife. And each episode sort of follows a couple guests who are going through their journey within the core cast of people, and it's very fun. It's very delightful. I'm very much liking it. So yeah, I recently got back into anime. I think it was my issue, because like there was a couple series that I semi-liked. I did really like the different Magi, like the Magi and the Seven Sins, Sinbad and the Seven Sins, all those interwoven series. Overall, I liked. Some of them were a little, too fan servicey for my liking. And that's been my issue with a lot of anime, where it's like, this is supposed to be your big, powerful main character sorceress. Well, why is she dressed in less clothes than a stripper? Questions, concerns. Well, why is your 13-year-old protagonist in a bikini with a bunch of sexual fan service? Questions, concerns. And I was just encountering a lot of anime like that. And it seems like a lot of the popular animes, at least, a lot of them were just like that, and it was icky and it was gross. Like, the older I get, I don't know if it's like this for everyone else. I hope it's like this for everyone else. The older I get, the more icky I get at like the sexualization of like younger folks and minors. Like, you know, the sexual anime were fine when I was 16, but now that I'm damn near 30, I'm looking at other 30-year-olds who are really into this anime. I'm like, why are you into this? This is just a bunch of like barely 16-year-olds. Like, what in the show? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I don't understand it. Then again, I also don't understand the people who are like, My Little Pony's so hot. That also, don't get it. Random tangents, I know. So what happens when I have to do so much IVing, the mind just wanders. And anyways, so, recent animes I've been watching, super fun, super delightful. If anyone else has anime recs that don't have sexualization of minors in them, drop them. I'll check them out. And I have access to both Amazon Prime and Nittyflix. I've also found a couple good anime sites recently that I've been watching stuff on. But the Toro, I forget what it is. It's like Toro something or Toto something hotel. That one's on Prime. I've been watching the Apothecary Diaries on not Crunchyroll. I forget what the anime site name is. Because literally all I do is I search Apothecary Diaries Season 2, go, oh yeah, that's the link I always click on it and go to the website. I don't actually have the website name memorized. Apologies. Oh, and there's also a couple animes I need to go back and rewatch, like Claymore. Claymore was such a good one. But I don't think I've watched it. Okay, from what I remember, Claymore was really good. I have not watched Claymore, though, in probably 7+ years. But I just remember the silver-eyed witches and people being angry at the Claymores. And crying at several episodes. But why was I crying? What actually happens during the series? I don't remember. Going back to Bones, though, I'm now on season 4 because I was like, I'm gonna rewatch this all just so I can like fully refresh in my memory. What the heck? And yeah, there is some wild plot lines. I completely forgot. I guess spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched Bones, if anyone cares about this very big irrelevant series. So everyone works at the Jeffersonian. That's where it takes place. Everyone works at the Jeffersonian. They're big fancy lab people. Amazing. And there's students that help Temperance Brennan, because Temperance, of course, she's the big hotshot. Students want to work for under her and, you know, get their fame, get their name out there, sort of thing. One of them ends up being convinced by like a cannibal cult, except it's only 2 people in the cult because there can only be the master and the student for this cannibal cult ways. I was just like, that was such a... And then after it comes out, like, he gets caught, he like almost sets off a bomb and blows his hands off. Like, it's wild. And then he gets put into, like, committed because, like, my dude, you like believe that this dude, like, he warped your brain. You're not in the right mind. What the heck? And they're all just like, oh, you're still a good person. We love you. Yeah, we'll help you. Oh, I fucked this up. Yeah, we'll help you temporarily escape from the institution so that you can go to your favorite diner. And it's like, he tried to murk you all. He was fully prepared to murk you all if his cult master said so. And now everything's just honky-dory and you're all best friends again? What? I'm so confused. I'm so lost. Just like some of the... There was... They had some continuity errors. And some stuff that just like... plot holes. Where I'm just constantly bamboozled. And I'm like, I'm paying attention to every episode. I should not be this confused about what the current plotline is doing, what all the subplot lines are doing. I remember the writing being so much better. Like, Bones used to be one of my favorite shows. Oh, I used to relate to Temperance so hard. And I was just think that was mainly... I was an awkward teenager who would spout random facts and correct people, and I can still be accidentally quite pedantic. And that's how Temperance is. You know, she's very, very autistic coded. Very autistic coded. And I just related to that, and I'm just like, Temperance, you're annoying. And like in some aspects, the like character arcs of that show are done really well. So Temperance's FBI agent friend, Seeley Booth, he's a very like hardcore devout Catholic, and that causes issues and causes him to have some very narrow point of views, and he does spout a lot of that like closed-minded religious rhetoric a lot of the time. But throughout the series, because he's partnered with Brennan, who is like, actually, anthropologically speaking, diverse sexualities have been part of every culture. Actually, did you know, anthropologically speaking, your views are a minority? Just to her kind of being like a smartass, being like, hey, get your head out of your own ass, Booth. He does grow as a human being and become less prejudiced as time goes on. And the way that happens feels very natural. Like, it does make sense. But really outside of Temperance and Seeley, the character arcs and character growth are kind of clunky a lot of the time. Especially when it comes to Angela. They did Angela so dirty with so many of the storylines. And I know I'm saying names, and people probably have no idea who the fuck I'm referring to when it comes to these characters. I don't care. No one else needs to be down the Bones rabbit hole like I've gone just from once at one time being a fan and relating to Temperance. Overall, there's really not many shows that I go back and watch. Most shows are very much like a one and done for me. I've watched them, I'm good. I think now that I'm thinking about it, really only Supernatural is one that I feel has like held up pretty good throughout the years. I'm pretty content with like the representation in it, and there's nothing like really, really horrifically problematic in it, surprisingly. Yeah, all other shows I've eventually gone back and been like, oh, Opie Pope, maybe I don't watch this anymore. And that's not to say you can't enjoy something that's problematic. I'm one of those people that like once I'm aware of something, and it's mainly due to the autism, I can't turn off that like hyper awareness of the thing, of the issue. I'm like unable to have that cognitive dissonance, I guess, when I'm consuming media. Which is like, it's a pretty common thing. or sorry, let me rephrase that. It's a common thing for autistic folk who experience like hyper empathy, which is what happens with me. And what that means is that, how do I explain it? Like, in a TV show, like if there's like an embarrassing, awkward moment, I feel all that embarrassment and awkwardness as if it's happening to me in that moment. My heart rate will spike, my cheeks will get flushed. I'll have it like I will literally feel like embarrassed and flustered all the way through my core just from watching someone, be in an embarrassing situation on TV. If I see someone get hurt, my body can actually create phantom senses of pain in that area where the person's hurt. Hyper empathy is so fun. But then also what it means is like if I know something is problematic, consuming the media is potentially harmful or what have you, like I'm not one of those people that can separate art from the artist as a result, especially if the artist is still alive. Because my poor little brain, if I even like think about consuming the media, will go like, but it's causing people harm, and it's really bad, and it can perpetuate this and blah blah blah, and the brain doesn't shut up at all. Which like might not necessarily be a bad thing. I think that a lot of the times we are a little too like blasé and don't care about the content that we are consuming, and there does need to be more mindful consumption. But also sometimes being able to turn the brain off is just fucking great. Also, hello River Day. I'm currently just nattering about media consumption as I build a frog house. I'm going to leave over there mainly plain. There. But yeah, going back to media subject, I think, like, of course, after all this nattering, I don't think it comes to a surprise to anyone that I'm not a fan of J.K. Rowling. And like I used to be a big, huge Potterhead. I even still have a Harry Potter blanket that I was given when the first movie came out. I still have it. And like I used to proudly wear my house on my chest, and I'd be so proud of it, and I would consume and engage with all the HP media, and I even bought like wands from local makers who based all their stuff off the HP universe. But fun fact, for those that don't know, with every sale and every bit of money she gets, she actively funds anti-LGBT and anti-trans policies in the UK. So if you buy like the Harry Potter game, you are literally directly funding anti-LGBT and anti-trans legislation in the UK. You are actively funding taking away people's rights. And like that's just where my mind goes whenever I think about like consuming her, like the stuff she's created or engaging with that fandom anymore. That's all my brain screams at me. And just like morally and ethically I can't justify it. And yeah, there's a lot of media like that is problematic, but like it doesn't benefit anyone. Like, the original creator isn't making money off of it, and isn't actively funding horrific shit. Which in that case makes it easier to be like, it's okay. But also it's like, one of my last flights I took, there was a little bookstore. I forgot to bring books, so I was like, oh, I'll buy this collection of Edgar Allan Poe works. I used to love reading Edgar Allan Poe. I am not going to say it, But just for those that don't know his cat's what he named his cat, go look it up. And then fun fact, whenever there's a cat that appears in his books, he names it after that cat. Another fun fact, most publications don't censor that word whatsoever, nor do they warn you that that's going to be all over the book or in the story. And it's just like, oh yeah, I forgot how problematic and racist and xenophobic Mr. Poe was. He might have been the dad of, you know, the Cthulhu-esque horror. But my God, dude had issues. But also, like, me buying his book didn't make him richer. He's long fucking dead. Nor is his, like, estate actively funding gross shit. So, like, yeah, was the book problematic? Was the stories that I read problematic? Yes. Would I read them again? No. But it didn't hurt anyone. It's problematic media that doesn't hurt anyone, you know? I think that's the point I'm trying to get to. Consume problematic media as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. If it's actively harming people, then, like, I don't recommend consuming it. I mean, anyone who's been here a while will not be surprised by the fact that I'm a left-leaning radical. But every so often, I gotta re-say this so that people know what they're not. Every so often, I need to reiterate my stances so that people aren't blindsided, nor do they think that I'm okay with certain shit. I always want to be very clear on, like, where I stand, what my beliefs are. I never want to be one of those creators that is ambiguous, whether purposely or not, on certain things. Because oftentimes when creators do that, they're literally just doing it so that they can profit off of both sides. And I find that very scuzzy. I don't want to be one of those people, even accidentally. I don't want to accidentally lead anyone to believe that I believe something I don't. If that makes sense. If any of my ramblings make sense. Okay, so what did I use over here? Drin grass, that's what it is. I keep looking at this one and being like, what type of grass? I remember the other ones from site, but not that one. Drin. Drin. Oh, I should do the roof first, actually, because the roof will overhang slightly. Okay. And in before anyone's like, why do you even mention politics to begin with? I'm a trans indigenous person in a highly conservative province. My existence is political. And if you can't handle it, I am not the content creator for you. I need... Is it this one? No. Maybe? No. Is it this one? There has to be one that lines up with it. Can't... Oh, I think I ran into this issue before, too. Oh, you know what? It's fine. I'll figure it out. So that's what? 2 meter, 4 meter... So in theory, it should be able to line up with this one. Oh, it overhangs. Oh, it doesn't really overhang. Perfect. I'll just need to put the trim on then. See, why doesn't it? I scream into the abyss. I guess because that's a cap. That's probably why. Is there... Fine, I'll just do a not round corner and I'll be sad. It's fine. Then I need trim. I need... Oh, this is looking so good. I'm actually really happy with how this little house is coming out. Alright, let's take a little peeky inside. Okay, we're gonna go into explore mode and do a little walkthrough as a guest. Yeah. I do need to fix that, okay. But yeah, I feel like if I would have put more on these walls, they would just feel too crowded. This is perfect though. I just need to add a little bit of lighting and fix that rock. Let me go actually into the house. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do over here quickly, and then I'm going to do the lighting, and then I'll do the other entrance. And then I'm gonna take like a 10-ish minute break, because I gotta pee. So first we add birch. And then the drain grass. I'm gonna put the dry first and then help mellow it out a little bit with the just regular. Alright, and then just like that, and then like that. Perfect. Oh, it's all floating ever so slightly. God damn it. That's all I meant to click. Yeah, I'll have to do just a little bit at a time then. And then right here. Okay, perfect. Can I see it floating from this side? Yes, awful. Ooh, I can fix that though, because I also don't like how much space is visible there. So if I just like that, and then suddenly it's no longer floating. Oh, except the green is. Let me just that, like that, and like that. Perfect. Other side. Just needs a little bit here, and then right back here. Perfect. Alright, I'm just going to quickly copy and paste some of the lighting. Where do I have? There they are. I also definitely should have had lighting over here. But I can tell I'm also not done this. Look how boring that is. Look how pretty. Look how beautiful. Look at the cafe. A boring, ugly, a basic bitch. I also didn't finish the tunnel here. I need to do that. Need to actually get shit done on the bat house. God damn. We're gonna put that like that. Like that. Perfect. Alright, because I don't want to sign here. I guess I probably should have a little enter sign here. Have like an enter, enter. I do really need an enter, enter. I mean, I do have the big enter sign here, but that's like the big main entrance for the bat house. So that makes sense. And of course, like the cafe has a sign. Maybe I can just put like bats on top of here. The bats. Yeah, I think that'll look good. But for this, how did I do the other signs? Again, cohesion. Okay. Let me just, yoink. Now we'll just put some, start putting the start of signs up. Like that. Then like that. Okay, cool. The start of signage. So exciting. What size font? Just so I'm not having to futz around with that shit again. Noto dude. Font 2D Noto E. Hello, hello, Such Sports. How are you today? What animals do I have? Oh, I have quite a few. Let me give you the tour. We're gonna go into explore mode. So right in the front area here, I have a mod animal. I have the American Crow. So they have little platforms, little places they can climb, and then a little water area over there. And then, oh JK, I just realized explore mode is going to be so slow. Then inside the actual entrance itself, there is, I think it's a puff adder. Let me look at my little education sign here. Horned Desert Viper. So this is like the front entrance area. And then this is the giant, giant, giant bat house. I have two different bats on either end. So over here there are, can I actually click on my enclosure over here, please? There you go. I have the hammerhead bat, which is also a DLC. And then I have the, I think it's the flying fox. Either the flying fox or the Egyptian fruit bat is over here. Egyptian fruit bat, there we go. That's the bat house. And then if we go over here, I have another mod animal called the Huio. Little goth duck. They're very cute. That's my cute little flock. And then there is another mod bird over here called the Khaki. They're another like cute little goth bird. And then over here I have another DLC animal, the black tree monitor. And then I have been working on a bunch of reptile houses. So I have a bunch of reptiles. In this one, it's all frogs. There's 2 different poison frogs, the tree frog and the bullfrog. Then this one is all like spiders and invertebrates, so things like the Brazilian wandering spider, centipede, burrowing cockroach, all that good stuff. This one is just a DLC, or not a DLC, a mod animal, the eyelash viper. And then this is just a lot of snakes. So many snakes, including some overflow of the eyelash viper. I keep wanting to call it an eyelash raptor, and that's definitely not what it is. So yeah, I have quite a few animals already in the zoo. I have quite a few more planned. Over in this enclosure is going to be the black and white tegu. So that's actually what I plan to add next, is the black and white tegu. Argentine black and white tegu. So another mod animal, gonna make another enclosure for this one. And then there's still things like the bone wolf. He's a very cool dude. So this enclosure over here, which is very much half done, this bottom area is actually going to be a bone wolf den and enclosure. And then up here is going to be, let me get the goat. Not ghost, goat. Wow, I can't spell today. I'm going to have cool goats on top. And then I have a prehistoric cat breeding area planned for over here. Since it's a goth zoo, what are the requirements of the animals to be in the zoo? Great question. So when I was initially making the list for animals, it was like, do they fit the American Gothic like inspired vibe? So things like the American Crow definitely do. And also, do they fit like the general color palette? So I was looking for animals with blacks, gray, red, and yeah, just like that type of color scheme, which is why I went with animals like where are the little khaki birds? With the little khaki birds here, because I mean, they're black birds with red little beady eyes. They fit so well into the vibe. So it was mainly like vibe. Do they pass the vibe check of right color palette, and are they also associated with Americana Gothic? Because that's what the zoo is inspired by, is mainly Americana Gothic and I guess like Eastern European Gothic for the architecture. So yeah. So it's like I wanted something cool and prehistoric, but I didn't like any of the dinos, so I went with, where is it? I have every single DLC and a bunch of mods, so apologies as I scroll through this for ages. Where are you? Where is the cat? Let me see. I can't remember what it's called now. I have it somewhere in here, but I have like a black prehistoric saber-toothed cat, essentially. This is gonna be the breeding facility. Does the North Sulawesi babirusa meet them? While it is a very cool animal, let's pull it up so folks can see. While it is a very, very cool animal, I didn't include it. Like, it's not, the pigmentation isn't dark enough. If I did go with like a melanistic version, then yes, but that was something I was trying to avoid. I didn't want to go with just the melanistic version of the animals to make it fit. So like, because this animal is just, it's kind of gray and brown, it's not really associated, it's like, oh, it's not associated with Americana Gothic at all. It doesn't meet the qualifications for the zoo, unfortunately. Now I want to find this goddamn cat, though. The Bintrog actually almost made it in. It was originally on the list, and then I realized I just had so many animals that I needed to cut some, and so it did get cut, but it was originally on the list. Same with ones like, I initially had the striped skunk on the list, but since I'm already doing an enclosure for it in another build, I figured that was also like, I don't want to be building two different, very similar enclosures. Because the one I'm doing this for is, I'm doing a whole build just with the Twilight stuff. So, no, that's not it. I was like, haha, I found it. Oh, I found it. There we go. This is the prehistoric cat that I'm going to be doing the breeding area for. This dude. But yeah, I wanted birds, carnivores, get some cats, get a dog in there. And yeah, I still have, I misplaced my list, but there is a whole area here. Do you name your animals? No, I generally don't name my animals unless someone requests that I rename them. Someone requested I renamed one of my crows. Let me find them. Yeah, there I go. Someone requested I rename one Ednaldo, and so I did. But in general, I don't rename my animals. I just let them have whatever names they come with out of the shop. It was 2D Noto I was using. And that's the thing a lot of people do where they're like, they'll name the animals and that, but I don't play outside of sandbox mode normally. So I don't really get attached to the animals in my zoo as a result. I also turn off their ability to like die. Like, y'all will just live forever. You're forever in my zoo. No escape. There. Now everyone knows there's frickin' bats in here. Alright, I'll actually make that prettier and make it more like where is it? That one. This pretty entrance. I'm actually circling back to work more on the bat enclosure. Do I want to put frogs or enter on the sign? That's a real question. I think I'm just going to put frogs. Just put what it is. Because, like, really there's no set enter entrance for this. So. I am thinking, though, of doing a series of playing through all, because I also haven't done any of the like scenarios at all. So I was also thinking of recording me playing through those and struggling / maybe doing those on stream one of these days, or starting to. What am I doing? I need to, because like, should I do the scenarios? Probably. Especially since like I got a lot of them from having all the DLCs. It kind of feels like a waste to not do them. I don't know, I just like Sandbox way too much. There you go. Frogs! What frog stuff do we have? We got... It's so big. I wish... I wish like how in Planet Coaster you can resize things. I wish you could do that in Zoo. Do you have the Titan Beetle? I do! It's in my Arachnid and Invertebrate. I think it's this one? Yeah! I was right. Here's my Titan Beetles. Let's find a baby. It's a baby. I think I have two. And there's another baby. They're so cute. So yeah, in this one I have the Titan Beetle, giant Malaysian leaf insect, giant forest scorpion, giant burrowing cockroach, Amazonian giant centipede, and then Mexican red knee tarantula, Goliath bird eater, Brazilian wandering spider, and Brazilian salmon pink tarantula. They need to add more unique exhibit animals. I feel you. I feel like they just keep reskinning existing exhibit animals instead of giving us cooler shit. Like, we were given the walkthrough exhibits, but what have we been given? We've been given bats and butterflies, just reskinned to eternity. Give me walkthrough exhibits with like certain like small monkeys. I want like golden tamarins or capuchins that are in walkthrough enclosures. I think that would be cool. Give us exhibit monkeys. Like, there's so much more that could be done with especially the walkthrough enclosures and just reskin after reskin. Hedgehogs would be so cool. I would love to see like more mammals in the exhibits. Give us like jerboas and hedgehogs and elephant mice and those type of things would be so freaking cool. Like, yeah, it's cool. We got a lot of cool snakes and a lot of cool spiders, but also give us little critters. Give us mammals. Give us mammals in the exhibits. Give me monkeys for my walkthrough. Is essentially what I want. Also, like sloths. Sloths for the walkthrough would be really fun. Prehensile tail porcupines. There are so many cool critters that could be put in the walkthrough. Also, I think like, yeah, I don't know. There's just so many critters that they could do. Then again, like, we still don't have fully flying critters and we don't have fully aquatic creatures, which they could do. We could have dolphins. We 100% could have dolphins and whales and stingrays that are fully aquatic. They have sloths for walkthrough? Did I... What? Sloth. JK. We need more sloths. Give me more sloths. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about the sloth. Also one of the issues with having all the DLCs, you forget all the animals. Oh, that's the Cape Vulture. I still need to make an enclosure for it. That's what the Cape Vulture is also going in my zoo. Another zoo animal. Look at this badass vulture. Like, we got pangolins, right? We got pangolins. And those are cool. But what if we also have, do we have armadillos? We don't have armadillos, do we? We have a 9-banded armadillo. The most basic one. Give me a pink fairy armadillo. Give me the coolest version of the things. I don't know. I also feel like we don't need more African animals. Yeah, a lot of them. Should I put frogs on this one too? I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I've had these many conversations of like, yes, we need quadamundis as well. Gosh, they're so cool. The zoo near me, my local zoo, had quadamundis for years. They are very cool critters. And also just like more prehensile tail animals would be really neat to see. Like I said, the prehensile tail porcupine, animals like kinkajous would be really cool. But who knows? When I went on vacation to Cancun, I saw coatis every day at my resort. Oh, that's really cool. They are, oh, so many cool critters. I don't know. I also, just as a Canadian, I feel like we also need some of the cooler North American animals included. Especially, I don't know, I feel like there are so many really cool, unique North American animals that get ignored, and I would love to see them in zoo. I don't know, I just think it would be really cool to have like Legomorphs added to the game. Give me a snowshoe hare, give me a desert hare, you know? Give me minks, give me ermines. Give me the really neat little North American animals. Give me more North American birds. We have really cool fucking birds here. Like, I live 30 minutes from a nature preserve that ends up getting something over 100 different birds. Most of them are like migratory ducks and shit. And it's so cool. And I feel like they're very underappreciated. I'm a little concerned about what's going to happen with like Planet Zoo 2. I have a feeling because what they've done with it looks like what they're doing with Planet Coaster 2. It's like, yeah, here's shiny new stuff, but guess what? You're going to have to repay for every single DLC in Planet Zoo 2. Or it's like, I don't know, it kind of feels scuzzy, like especially for all the people that bought every single DLC for Planet Zoo, or Planet Coaster 1. Like, why do they suddenly have to drop hundreds of dollars again to essentially just re-get all those same DLC? It just feels gross, and I'm really hoping they don't do that with Zoo 2. But then again, like they're having to pump out the Jurassic Evolution games like it's to keep up with the goddamn movies. So who knows if Zoo 2 will even ever actually see the light of day. It's very apparent that Coaster has been put on the back burner because of the new Jurassic Park movie and the new Jurassic Evolution game. And honestly, if that's the way the second game goes, I just straight up won't buy the second game. Like, I've given Frontier so much money. So much of my money already, you know? Oh, I need to bring these down a little. And then I also will need to add some more. Excuse me, where are my... Where are my controls? Game, why are you glitching today? Okay, let's try this again. Wow. Game be glitching. There it is. Why are you all... Is it including the one over here? Go away. Okay, maybe try this again. Okay, cool. Now I need moss. Perfect. What it really feels like happened with Frontier is they got the contract for Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Evolution, whatever it's called, and they took it because they're like, oh man, you know, this is going to get us so much money. This can fund our passion project. This can fund our zoo and coaster game. You know, keep it going like long term. We have long term financial stability now because we have this awesome contract for with a big game, like with a big studio to make these games, without realizing all that would actually entail, and the fact that like when you have a contract like that, that's what the majority of your team's time, effort, and energy is actually going to go to, and not the things you actually want. And now as a result, you know, zoo and coaster are secondary. Well, it feels like the order of importance goes as follows, just based on what I've seen and my own opinion. This could be completely false. I have no inside knowledge to the actual company, but it feels like it's the Jurassic World Evolution games, because I think there's now 4 games plus mobile shit that's separate, and some of the games also have mobile equivalents and stuff. So it's like all the Jurassic stuff first, and then it's coaster, and zoo is last. Zoo is the bottom of the priority barrel, is truly what it feels like. And I mean, as someone who only plays zoo, I don't play coaster, that's also just like, what if you paid a little more attention to zoo? What if you cared about zoo just a little bit more? But also, you know, when you're in a contract and you have deadlines that have to be met, because that's what's funding your studio, not much you can fucking do. Alright, speaking of that, I meant to go to the washroom, like, what, 30 minutes ago now? I really gotta fucking pee. But I just wanted to get signage done and I keep getting distracted. So I'ma go pee. I will be back in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna do what I normally do when I have to be right back. Y'all can watch. You can y'all watch today. You can watch the bats make a lot of high-pitched squeaks, which might not be nice over the headsets. You know what? You can watch the monitors while I'm gone. And hear pretty water sounds. Food time! Alright, cool. Be right back. I gotta go pee. Hello, I'm already back, and I see the monitor lizard was very riveting, very entertaining while I was gone. Did big eepies the entire time. Perfect. Sorry, a little out of breath. For those that don't know, I have to run up and down 2 flights of stairs to go to the washroom, and I also have a heart condition. So I always, for some reason, I zoop so fast because I just want to get back, right? Want to get back to stream, want to get back to the zoo. And then I'm always out of breath and my heart is going 10 miles per hour, 10 million miles per hour rather. Okay, we're good, we're good. Going back to frogs. Although I'm very happy with how this is coming out. I don't think I'm going to finish really the exterior. I think what I'll do is get sort of the majority of all these buildings done, and then I'll go through and ivy all around. So I don't know exactly how I might do another like bat feature wall here. I might do like a frog feature wall. That would be fun. So I'm not quite sure. Actually, you know what? Let's workshop that then. Let's see. Do like that. Oh. Change this color to the dark gray. And then what could I do around it? I also don't like the gray color. It's been looking good for the bats, but maybe a dark green. Yeah, that's better. Alright, and then I could do maybe some cattails around it. Do not align to surface. We do not need horizontal cattails. Like... Is there like a lily pad? No. What like water decals are there? And suddenly, a monitor. Let's see. What else could we put against the wall? Because like I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to see it coming together, but it just needs a little more. Something a little more. I really wish they had lily pad decals. I'm sure, oh, I wonder, I normally don't play around with the shapes too much, but I wonder. Oh, that's huge. I do not need something huge. Do you ever forget what a lily pad looks like? Circle with a cut out of it is essentially, yeah. It's the Pac-Man. Jesus. I forgot Pac-Man's name and I almost just said like Waka Waka, the Waka Waka dude. So I wonder if there are circles. How big are they though? Oh, they're so big. Dang, why can't these be smaller? mean, that could be a lily pad. I don't think it's a very nice looking one, though. I don't think I'm experienced enough with trying to use these shapes. I don't know. I also find that the shapes just look weirdly plasticky. Like shiny, really fake plastic. And I don't like that for the majority of my builds. So I think I'll leave it the frog wall like this for now. And I'll sort of like just think about it as I start working on the next building, which I could work on the arachnid and invertebrate house, or I could do the eyelash vipers. The eyelash vipers would lead into finishing this area, this little toilet area I've started. Let's see. Let's see what time it is. Oh shit, it's already 6:30. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. I just noticed how late it is. I'm only going to be streaming for like another 30 to 40 minutes. So, I'm going to focus on what's reasonable to get done during that time. And I think what's reasonable is to get the wall extension on this one done. Get the outside towers, get their roofs on, and then do the indoor and outdoor flower beds. I think I can get that done in 40 minutes. Then I'm going to grab myself some leftovers from last night, curl up in bed, and probably throw on Supernatural. Okay. And then I need like that. God damn it. I'm trying to go speedy fast and get as much done as possible, and I keep misclicking. As I do it again, okay, I'm going to take a little more time. Whatever I get done is what I get done. Alright. Do a little funkiness with the architecture. There we go. Alright. Exit that. Grab this one. You know what? Yeah, let's have it be up a little more. And then don't like how tall that is. I don't like how narrow that makes the window. So JK, I don't like that. And I also don't like that. Although, wait. Like that? Yeah, and then I can exit, there we go. Reset that, go into here. Do not want to add, actually. I'm gonna make sure this is. It's out ever so slightly and it annoys me, but I don't think I can really fix it. It's fine. It's fine. Oh wait, JK, fixing. that perfect. And then this will hopefully, I line it up like that. The vision I sort of have in my head is plants are like spilling out from here and down. We'll see how that actually looks. And I need to... Perfect. Okay, let's see if how I'm liking that. Yeah, cool. Do this really quick. I think I might sound a little silly, but I think I might try to color coordinate the plants to the snake they're above. So try to find some like red-ish, orangish flowers for above these guys. What color is in here? We got the green ones in here. That's easy. Look how cute they are. Vipers, 100% adorable. They look like someone took the legs off a dragon and shrunk them. Like little worms. Worms as in the type of dragon, not the creature that is real and slithers in the ground. Or how would you describe a worm movement? Because I don't feel like slither is right, but they don't exactly crawl. Slink? Do worms slink? I don't know. Got more important things to do. Now it's gonna bother me. How to describe worms moving? And then boop, boop, boop. Boop. No. Yeah, it's fine. I can't 100% decide if I like it or not, and I probably won't until I have the plants in, which is the annoying thing. But I think overall I am going to like it. Because like, I can see it in my head. I can see how it looks, and I think it's going to look awesome. So I'm just going to trust, as I've been doing, trust the eternal thing. Because I don't know if other people can do this, but when I look at a space, I can like snapshot it and then like overlay things in my mind. Like I can see it like a 3D space in my mind that I can put pieces onto and overlay it. So yeah, the way I see it in my brain and the way I can see everything overlaying, it looks really good. I just hope it actually does when I put it down. Oh, no, redo that. There we go. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so good at like visual puzzles, because I can just go over solutions in my head. I can like manipulate it in a 3D space in my head. I don't know if other folks, that's typical. Because I know there's that spectrum of like what people see in their heads. Like some folks just see black, other folks see shapes, other folks can see like, they think an apple and they can see like a full 3D apple in their head. Which, like, when I close my eyes, I can see, it's like a shape with desaturated color. I think is the best way to describe it. Like, when I close my eyes and try to imagine something, like an apple. I can see an apple, but it's not like a full, I don't know how to describe it. Oh, I totally forgot to put a wall over here. Goddamn. Can I add on to... No? You won't let me add... Fine. Be like that, game. Make me have to do some weird wonkiness. Perfect. Alright, all that's done. I think I'm going to put the roof on the towers now. And then let's get to work on these garden beds. Yeah, like I said, next stream, I'm not sure if I'm going to be back with some more Spiritfarer and make myself and everyone cry more, because the next session of Spiritfarer, we're 100% going to be saying goodbye to Alice. And I don't know if my heart's ready to say goodbye to Alice yet. I don't know if I can handle that shit, you know? So who knows, I might just avoid Spiritfarer for the rest of the week until I'm emotionally capable of saying goodbye to Alice. I'm already so ready to say goodbye to Giovanni. Because then I think also, like, it'll be Grandmama next. And then, I can't remember if Giovanni and his lady go together or not. I hope not. I hope he leaves first. Okay, how those look, by the way? JK. What did I do for the other towers? Or did I take away the other towers? I just left it plain. Plain, oh, that one's plain. Those ones I added. Oh, I added little ones too. Okay. What size? This size? Yeah, that size. Alright. Let me just actually make sure I'm getting these somewhat centered. Excuse me, I did not say go down. I said go up. Line there. Like that. Maybe I'll just do some Coral Island. Just vibe. Clean the ocean. Okay, much better. Now, yeah, let's start the indoor garden beds. I'm going to do these garden beds just like I've been doing the other ones, just for some nice cohesion throughout the build. But the ones above the actual exhibits here themselves are going to be a little fancier. I'm still going to try to go for that, like, overgrown, unkempt, sort of disaster look. But, you know, use some plants I haven't been using, add some pops of color. Oh, that one's sticking out a little bit. No, I don't want to edit. I want this circle. There we go. Okay. I'll just get a little refresher because I think it's just been, yeah. So the drin grass, the sage, lots of drin, lots of sage, lots of drin, lots of sage. Then this one, yeah, I did the drin and oat mix. That was mainly on the ground. Okay, so we'll do drin, sage, some birch, foxglove, mushrooms. Okay, first let's go in with the broken birch. Won't be able to do anything too big, but I can do that and then that. I'll need to figure exactly what I'm doing sort of here. Not 100% sure. Oh, I think there's been a couple other places where I've done just a little fence and then filled that in. And I think that will help it mesh really nicely to the interior. Yeah. I think I'm mainly going to use the white and the yellow in here, just because I'm going to have those pops of colors above each of the enclosures. So I don't want the pink foxgloves drawing too much attention. Oh, sorry, purple. They're purple. As I was informed. Lastly, the drin grass. I just gotta make sure that the second pass of grass isn't floating. I've done that a couple times now. Also, geez, time just flew by today. My lord. Well, as the stream slowly comes to... God damn, how did another like 20 minutes already go by? Well, as the stream is about to reach its end, as I finish up here, I hope everyone's Monday went well, and if it didn't, I hope tomorrow is easier and gentler on you. These are not exactly easy times for many of us. I know I've had to make a lot of changes in my life recently, just with like, you know, how shopping is done, and, you know, making sure I'm really getting those best deals and only shopping on sales, and, you know, switching up how I make a living. I spoke about this a little bit in my D&D server, but for quite a number of years now, I have been able to manage to support myself and my partner and our family as a full-time artist. And I can no longer do that. A lot of the stores, most of the stores that I had my artwork in, had to shut down due to financial hardship, and they couldn't afford a storefront anymore, so there went all those like consistent monthly streams of revenue. I used to be in 5 stores that consistently sold my work. I have 1, and not much sells there anymore. And markets, you know, I used to be able to easily do 3 to 500 at a market on the low end. And now myself and many other artists are either losing money or barely breaking even. When that happens, month after month after month, it's just not sustainable. So I know myself and many other artists are having to get part-time work or go back to jobs, go back into what they were doing before they were able to be a full-time artist, because some of these folks have literally been able to make a living as a full-time artist for over a decade now. But just due to how things are, can't. So I'm just wishing gentleness and kindness on everyone as we all try to navigate the world as it is. And yeah, I don't have much more to say about it. I just hope, if today wasn't gentle, I hope tomorrow is better. And with that, we'll do a little recap of what we did this stream. Woo! So, this stream, we finished up this area. This area was pretty much done, but it needed the vining and then this little area to be finished. Got this little area lovingly done. Finished this cool wall. And then basically for the majority of the stream, it was just, the frog house, which is looking pretty dang fantastic so far. And then like a little bit on the bat house. The bat house doesn't need to be finished, but like whatever. But yeah, next time I'm working on this, it will be finishing. Just keep working on the reptile house and the reptile house areas. After this one is done, I'll get this little toilet area finished quickly, and then just keep working my way. And then finish this off with the tegu enclosure here. But yeah, other than that, that's it from me today. I'm getting a little eepy-seepy. I need to do a stretch. I need to eat some food. That's it for me today. I don't know when I'll be back. I streamed multiple days in a row. Oh, amazing. That hasn't happened in a while. I'm hoping to be able to do it again tomorrow. I'm trying to orient my days so that I'm getting like my sit down at my computer, D&D, answer emails, artist stuff in the morning so that I can stream in the early to late afternoon into the evenings. That's normally like before I was starting my streams at 6. But I have really enjoyed my lazy evenings cuddling my dogs, and I kind of don't want to interrupt those right now. So that's it for me today. Thank you everyone who's dropped by and chatted, to the new folks, the folks who have been here for a while, the lurkers. I appreciate every single one of you. I don't know when I'll be back. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe with Coral Island. Maybe I'll make us all cry more with Spirit Fair. Who the fuck knows? Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye.